Hello student, in this video we'll discuss about the inverse trigonometric function. Okay, so firstly we'll discuss about the introduction part of inverse trigonometric function. So what is the inverse trigonometric function? Okay, already we have discussed about the invertible function. When function will be invertible, if function is 1 1 on 2, then function will be invertible. Okay, so in this chapter only we have to discuss about the inverse of trigonometric function. Okay, so very easy. That means if any trigonometric function is given, if function is 1 1 on 2, then function will be invertible. So let's see what the definition of inverse trigonometric function and how we'll define. Let any function f which is defined from x to y. Okay, and this is 1 1 and on 2, then function that exists which is inverse of f y to x. Okay, very easy. Means the function defining from x to y, and this function is 1 1 on 2, then their inverse of function also will exist which is defining from y to x. And generally we are taking the element of capital X is small x and capital Y element is small y. So f inverse will apply on the elements of set y. Okay, small y's have taken, and this is equal to x, and this implies that f of x equal to y. So let's see how many trigonometric function. Basically we have 6 trigonometric ratios. Okay, in class 10th we have studied, and in class 11th also we have discussed about the trigonometric function. So firstly we'll discuss about the sin x. So y is equal to sin x. We have to check this function is invertible or not invertible. So let's see what is the domain of this function is all real number, and range of the function is what is -1 to 1. Okay, so if you see here, by graphically also you can check by in taking value, like this, by taking I'm taking any value to different value like 0 and 180. If x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 180, and degrees I have taken. So according to 1 1 definition, 0 not equal to 180, but f of 0 is equal to 0, and f of 180 degree is also equal to 0, because sin 0 is equal to 0 and sin 180 equal to 0. So 0 not equal to 180, but f of 0 is f of 0 is equal to f of 180. Okay, f of 0 equal to f of 180. So this is not a condition of one function, because x1 not equal to x2. This implies that f of x1 is also not equal to f of x2. And what we are getting, x1 not equal to x2, but f of x1 is equal to f of x2 we are getting. So that's why this function is not 1 1. And if function is, and graphically if you see, graphically also we can see here, it's a graph of sin x. Roughly this I am making. Okay, minus pi by plus pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2 and 2 pi, and in this side minus pi by 2, minus pi, minus 3 pi by 2, okay, and minus 2 pi. So if you see the graph of sin x, this is plus 1 and this is minus 1. So like that we are getting the graph. Okay, it's a graph of sin x, and if we check graphically, this function is 1 1 or not 1 1. So see the take any horizontal line which is parallel to x-axis, and this is intersecting 2 points. Many 2 points will get here. So what is the condition of 1 1 function? That means if any function is 1 1, that means if we take the parallel line to the x-axis, and this will cut graph at only 1 point, but here we are getting many points. Okay, so that's why this function is not 1 1. And if function is not 1 1, then how we can say that this function is invertible? So we have to restrict the domain here. Okay, for sin just we are restricting the domain plus pi by 2 to minus pi by 2. Okay, so restricted domain of sine x. Okay, the strict domain of sine x, what is here? Minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. In that interval, function will be invertible. Okay, see, like that, if you are taking the graph in that interval, so this is minus pi by 2 and this is plus pi by 2. Okay, this is plus 1 and this is minus 1. And if you see the graph, so this graph you can get here. Okay, like that you can get the graph of sine x. Okay, now if you take the parallel line to the x-axis, so only one point, intersecting point of the curve to the parallel line, you will get only 1 point. Okay, that's why this function is 1 1. Okay, now if function is 1 1 and function is on 2 also, because range of the function equal to codomain, that's why this function is on 2 also. Now we can find the inverse of the function. So this is a graph of sine x in this particular interval, and if you take the graph of sine inverse x in that interval, so sine, now we can write here sine is defining from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 and to minus 1 to 1. Okay, sine is defining, and sine inverse is defining from minus 1 to 1 to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Okay, now let's see the graph. For sine, just we have taken minus pi by 2 plus pi by 2 here, and in case of sine inverse, we will take on y-axis. So graph of x, y. So this I am taking a plus pi by 2 and here minus pi by 2. Okay, and this one plus 1 and here minus 1. Okay, now see what the value of sine inverse pi by 2. Okay, sine inverse pi by 2 will be 1. So we'll get this point here, and sine, and you'll get the here. So graph is, in this graph you getting the graph like that in downward side, but here like that, just we will get the graph. Okay, like that. This changes. Okay, like here this is lifting upward and here downward. Okay, but here in this way, this opposite of that graph we will get here. This is the graph of sine inverse. Okay, now with on the same pattern we can make the graph of cos inverse, sec inverse, tan inverse, cot inverse, and we have to restrict the domain of all the trigonometric function also. So just I have restricted the domain. See, now firstly this I have restricted a domain of all the 6 trigonometric functions. Like sin x restricted domain is minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, cos x is 0 to pi, and there sin x restricted domain, this one range already we have discussed. Cos x also 0 to pi and range is minus 1 to 1. Cosec x minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 minus 0. Why we have taken minus 0 is from this interval, out of this interval, because cosec x we are knowing here, so we can write cosec x is equal to 1 by sin x. Okay, so sin means if you find a domain, so sin x not equal to 0. So for which angle this is 0, like x0, pi, plus minus 2 pi, many value we can get here. So like that, just we are writing here domain of cosec x, what we are writing, r minus n pi we are writing. Okay, so see here, so that's why we are here just we are taking outside of this interval 0, because when we will take the 0, so at the 0 cos x will not define, that's why we have to minus 0, and range is r minus 1 to, and this form also we can write another way, like minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity. Okay, and sec x restricted domain 0 to pi and minus pi by 2 y, because sec 1 by cos. Okay, and 1 by cos, so cos not equal to 0, that means x, if x will be pi by 2, then cos pi by 2 will be 0, so that's why we have to minus pi by 2 we have written. Okay, and range same, so sec x cos x same range. Okay, sin x cos x same range, and tan x cot x same range. Okay, For tan x, what is restricted domain? Minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, and range is the real number. And cot x 0 to pi, and range is real number. And if you find the inverse of that function in the restricted domain, so just we have to reverse. Like sine inverse, what I've written, firstly what was the domain? Domain was sine x. What was the domain? Minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. But here what is range? Sine inverse range is minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Okay, so just only we have to reverse. Okay, after interchange we have to the value of domain and range. So sine inverse minus 1 to 1, very important, because if you are not knowing the value of domain and range, so you can't find the principal value and you can't solve different question, whatever you like proving question. And if you're finding the value of x, so we have to know about what is the domain, restricted domain and restricted range, okay, of the different function. So sine inverse minus 1 to 1, okay, and range this one, and cos inverse minus 1 to 1, 0 to pi, cosec inverse this one. This one we have to reverse. Okay, so you have to remember this domain and range. Okay, and there for sine cos also we have to know why we have to restrict their domain, because in that restricted domain we can find the inverse of that function. Okay, so this is also very important, and the reverse of that function is like that. Okay, so I made one graph of also for sine. We'll solve some question on that, what is, how to find the principal value. Like just one question I'm solving here. See, if any, like if you want to find sine inverse 1 by 2, okay, so sine inverse 1 by 2, what will be? That means 1 by 2 sine inverse sine pi by 6. Okay, so this is equal to pi by 6. The principal value is pi by 6. Okay, because pi by 6 lying between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. So we'll solve some more question. Okay, so in next video we'll discuss about different type of question on that property. Okay.